I get it when the lights flicker during a summer storm, or you're about to hit the road with the whole family in the RV. The idea of buying a portable power station feels like a gamble. You've probably Googled best backup power for home a dozen times, watched a few unboxing videos, and you're still wondering if you're going to end up with a brick that sits in the garage or a unit that actually keeps your fridge humming and your phone charging when the grid quits. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through exactly what the Jackery HomePower 2000 Plus V2 does in real life, where it shines, and where it might leave you wishing you'd looked a little closer before you swiped your card. First off, this isn't a traditional gasoline generator. It's a 2048 lithium iron phosphate battery housed in a chassis that's marketed as lighter, smarter, stronger. The 2200W continuous AC output means you can run a medium-sized refrigerator, a few lights, and a laptop or two at the same time without the unit tripping. In practice, that translates to a typical weekend camping setup where you have a portable fridge, a couple of LED strip lights, and a small TV. Plug everything in, flip the main switch, and you've got a quiet, zero-emission power source that won't cough up fumes in your tent. That's a huge win for anyone who's sensitive to noise or just hates the smell of gasoline. Now, let's talk about the hidden trade-offs. The 2048 capacity is impressive on paper, but you have to remember that you're not going to drain it to zero if you want a realistic lifespan. Jackery advertises a 16-year battery life, which is based on shallow depth cycles. If you regularly pull 80+% of the capacity, say, you're powering a full-size electric heater for a few hours, those cycles add up faster. In a true outage scenario, you'll likely get about 1,012 hours of running time for a fridge and lights before you need to start thinking about recharging. That's plenty for most short blackouts, but if you live in an area where storms can last 2 days, you'll need to either have a solar panel hooked up or a secondary source. Speaking of solar, the HomePower 2000 Plus V2 is expandable to 12 kilowatt-hours, meaning you can daisy-chain additional Jackery battery modules and feed them with a solar array. The optional solar panel they sell is 140W and includes AVS, automatic voltage selection, protocol, which makes the charging process pretty plug-and-play. In real terms, if you set up a 300W solar panel on your roof or RV awning, you could replenish roughly half of the 2048 in a bright midday, cutting your reliance on a wall outlet. That flexibility is the kind of practical value that many competing units don't actually deliver. They claim expandability but require complex DC-DC wiring or proprietary chargers that are a hassle to source. Who should buy this? If you're an RV owner who wants a reliable, plug-and-play backup that can keep your refrigerator, a few devices, and maybe a small air conditioner running while you're off the grid, the HomePower 2000 Plus V2 checks all the boxes. It's also a solid choice for homeowners who live in regions with frequent, short-duration outages and want a silent, clean backup without the maintenance headaches of a gas generator. The built-in 140W USB-C port is a nice touch for charging laptops or even a power bank while the rest of the AC outlets are busy. Who should skip it? If you're looking for a low-cost, one-off solution just to charge phones and a tablet during a blackout, you're probably overpaying. There are smaller, cheaper power banks that will do that job with far less upfront expense. Likewise, if you need to run heavy-duty tools like a table saw or a full-size electric heater for extended periods, the 2200W peak is generous, but the 2048WH reservoir will deplete quickly, leaving you back in the dark before you finish the job. In those cases, a larger home generator or a dedicated solar plus battery system would be a smarter investment. Let's get specific about the strengths that matter after you open the box. The AC inverter is pure sine wave, which means delicate electronics like medical devices, routers, and audio equipment won't suffer from the humming that cheap modified sine inverters can produce. I tried it with a Wi-Fi router and a small desktop computer. Both stayed online without any dropouts, and the router's indicator lights stayed steady, proving that the power is clean enough for continuous operation. The unit also features an intuitive LCD that tells you remaining capacity, input power, and output load in real time, so you can avoid accidental overdraws. That kind of transparency is a lifesaver when you're trying to ration power during an outage. On the downside, the weight is still noticeable, around 45 pounds. It's lighter compared to a gasoline generator of similar output, but you'll need a sturdy cart or a couple of strong friends to move it around, especially if you plan to bring it into a campsite. The handle is sturdy but not ergonomic, so